What is good, y'all? SGG gang, man. It's your boy SmooveGotGame, aka GM Smooth, back with another Reds rebuild as we go ahead and finish up the end of the season. Now, you guys didn't, let me know what you guys wanted to see, so we're gonna do it my own way. But leave feedback down below on things that you guys want to see from the channel. If there's important series that you want to check out, important people that you want to watch more often, minor leagues, major leagues, stuff like that, let it be known in the comment section so that way I can know what you guys want to see more and more from these episodes. But as of right now, it looks like we are locked in for the playoffs, locked in for the division, and we're going to try to get through these last two series here against the Cardinals and Brewers to see if we can finish out with the #1 seed and or hit 100 wins. Now we'd have to go 5-1 or 6-0, which is definitely possible to end the game on a kind of hot streak, but we'll see if we're able to kind of piece that together and overall get that #1 seed, because we're competing with Philadelphia right now. I think their last two series, one of them is a layup, and the other, like their very last series against Atlanta, who you see just swept us the last time that we played them. So maybe they can do the same for playing against Philly and actually help us out with getting that #1 seed. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe on your way into the video for your boy. Really shows that love and support. So we're going to go ahead and just get straight into it. And the first thing we're going to do, we're going to start by looking at those standings. So the Phillies are 96-60, one game better than us. So we just need them to do one game worse in this stretch of last 6 games when it comes to playing the Mets and Braves. Mets, obviously, like I said, layup 57-99. Braves are still fighting with them technically for the division. So hopefully that series gets tight, and hopefully we can go ahead and handle our business between these two lower level teams. Now, here in the first game, we have a chance to kind of walk it off. Rafael Devers is up at the plate, bottom of the ninth, to start out the inning. He's 2 for 4 today, and the ball game is tied 3-3, facing up against I'm going to try to pronounce his name right, Genesis Gabriel. Cabrera. I don't know why I thought I saw a G. Genesis Cabrera is pitching to us as we watch that curveball go low. 2-1 count here for Rafael Devers, watching that four-seamer off the plate. We got that man Joey Gallo up next, batting .226 on the season, but does have a lot of home runs. I think he's at like 33 with 100 plus RBIs. He's up there top 5 in RBIs in the league. So if we get to walk over, I feel kind of confident with letting him hit. Now we're going to go ahead and look here at the opportunity to get a pinch runner in, Ahmad Rosario, with that 90 speed. We're going to go ahead and get him out there. Now that 48 stealing is pretty low. We need to work on getting that up a little bit so that way I feel a little bit more confident stealing with him, but 90 speed, you can't beat it. So we're going to go ahead and make that move. Potential winning run at first base, and we just need Joey Gallo to do something for us. First pitch, we're going to take off for second base. The throw is going to come in. A perfect throw. Got him. If that throw had been anywhere else, he probably is safe, but that is literally the perfect throw. One bouncer over to second base, and they're able to get him. And then Joey Gallo doing what he does, probably the second best this season other than hit home runs, and that's strikeout. So 2 outs. Jesus Aguilar will take a little slider off the left hip, walk his way over to first base. Then Doug Granger, watch that circle change go low. So just like that, we got runners back in first and second. If we had not stole, it would have been bases loaded, 1 out for Mike Moustakas. Instead, we've got first and second, 2 outs, even 2-2 count. Ooh, they give us the call there with the four-seamer low. That one probably caught more of the plate than not. We got a full count here. Cabrera's going to wheel, deal, throw in. And they call that a strike. They give us the other call, give us the ball, but I guess that's our karma as they call that one that was clearly a ball a strike. And we're going to have to go into extra innings here. And it looks like the umpires are coming out to talk to Madden. And it looks like there's going to be a rain delay. So a little 30 minutes here. Do we keep the current pitcher or try to warm up a fresh arm? I'm going to just keep the current pitcher because I had no idea who was in. So Brusdar Graterol, only 5 pitches into the day, will get a chance to come in here. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Granger. And we'll move the runner up as that throw goes a little bit wild. Finally picked up by Rosario, who will come in and grab it. But that'll move the runner up. Exactly what you want in extra innings. He's at third base with 1 out, the 1-2 count to Lang Sellers. And he swings through the slider for the strikeout. And now it's back in our favor. 2 outs, 1-0 count here to Tommy Edman, who flies this one to Granger. He'll range over to his right. Glove that. And we'll go ahead and go to the bottom of the 10th with our turn to try to get home the extra inning runner. They're going to bring in Colin McHugh. Man, I really need to get back into baseball a lot faster so I can know some of these names, man. But 44 games this season, a 3.04 ERA is not too bad. So he will be tasked with slowing down our bottom half of the order. Starting out with rookie Jay Allen. 1 for 3 here today, 255 average on the season. Hasn't been up there in the rookie of the year conversations, but there's still 6 games left. If he can make something happen, that's a ground ball up the middle. Shortstop will be able to glove it and throw over in time for the out. But just like they did, we moved our runner up. And now it's Tyler Stevenson batting .311 on the season. 65 RBIs. We could use RBI number 66 here if he can help us out. Colin throws it in. That's going to be a cutter off the plate, and it gets past him. I thought he might have been able to glove it, but it goes past the glove for an RBI walk-off base hit. Tyler Stevenson will score Moustakas, And just like that, we take down game 1 of 3 against these Cardinals. Great team win here. Seeing a lot of hits, but not a lot of runs though. 14 hits, only 4 runs in this ball game. So would like to change that up a little bit. But Severino, 7 innings, 2 earned runs, and 11 strikeouts is pretty good. Lowering that ERA some more. TJ Atone blew the save here today, unfortunately. So we could have probably won that in regulation, but it is what it is. Now here, critical situation number 2 in game number 2. We go back to the bottom of the 9th, 1 out, another chance to walk it off, and we've actually got 2 guys on. Jay Allen leading off for us here today, 1 for 4, and we need a little base hit here. Going up against Gallegos. He takes the first 4-seamer that he sees in on the hands, and he might be able to bloop this one in, but it is caught and gloved. Thought it might have had a chance to fall in, but 2 outs just that quick. And then Jonathan India with a 1-2 count takes this 4-seamer out to the outfield, and it will get gloved just in time. And unfortunately, we'll have to walk out of this one. Quick little recap here, but walk out of this one with the L 3-2. Great opportunity to try to win this one again, but this is not a good sign. 2 back-to-back games, we've had to win both of them in the 9th or extra innings. And that is not good looks as far as our bullpen goes. Alexis Diaz here will be on charge for the loss. Only 7 hits today, 2 runs to show for it, as Devers gets RBI number 103. Hernandez with a great quality start, but Diaz, 1 inning, 3 hits, 2 earned runs there late in the game to sell that for us. Once again, it's the bullpen. And here you see the AAA team finishes their season at 71-79. AA finishes the second half of theirs, 32-37. So they're about to start their playoffs. Unfortunately, neither one are in it. But we do lose the last game against the Cardinals 4-5. As Luis Castillo is on the hook for the loss there. And that'll put us at 96-63. So no more aspirations of 100 wins, but still only 1 game worse than the Phillies, thankfully. So there's still a chance with this last series. If we can sweep the Brewers and the Braves can sweep them, or even just win 2 games and we win 2 games, there's a possibility we can still be the 1 seed. So looking at some of the minor league stats though as their season ends, is there anything impressive here that stands out to you guys? Leave it down below in the comment section. Maybe anybody that you think should come up to the major leagues or at least get a spring training invite. I think Jordan Walker definitely earns one. 25, 81 RBIs, 17 home runs and 65 RBIs. Maybe Austin Hendricks and Jake Bowers as well. As they lead the team in home runs and showing a lot of power at the AAA level right now. Even 14 stolen bases from Austin Hendricks, but only hitting 237 is a problem. Colin Moran batted 340, but didn't have a whole lot of sample size. Jose Torres 282 as well, not a whole lot of sample size. Got injured early in the season and effectively ended his whole AAA time, so he'll be back down there again to show off a little bit more stats. Pitching wise, you see Blake here on top in wins, but he went 12-12, almost factoring in every single decision. But it's good to see nobody had an ERA over 4. And then as far as the bullpen, I love seeing ERAs under 1 there by Luis Cesar and Andy Fisher. Matt Pettis is under 2. Art Warren, 2.1. So I love seeing those low ERAs from my bullpen. I don't know if any of them will have a chance to come up to the major league roster, but time will tell. And then my favorite stat to look at for starting pitchers, quality starts versus games started. 17 for 29 for Tyler, 13 for 30 for Chase Petty, 13 for 29 for Blake, 12 for 30 for Brandon Williamson. Those aren't exactly high numbers, but I'm still proud of what they were able to do. Blake Harris still looking strong with that 4.4. Rookie Darren Taylor, who I say rookie because he's not up at the major league level yet, but 11.8 strikeout per 9, could be making his way up to the major league roster. Maybe by midseason next year, maybe gets a spring training invite at the least. Now we will go down to AA though. As we go ahead and look at their strikeouts per 9, WAR, Anderson Espinosa, 4.1. He went 8-9 this season with a 2.35 ERA, whip below 1, 113 strikeouts, and 180 innings pitched. So I think he's definitely possibly earned a move up to AAA with 19 quality starts compared to 28 games started. You got 16 by 25 for Brandon Bailey, 12 for 15 by Marty Lincoln, might be earning his way up to AAA soon. And then 12 for 27 for Connor Phillips. Rowe only 3 for 19, so he'll definitely see more time in AA as he needs to develop. But Anderson Espinosa and Barney Lincoln definitely giving me a lot to think about. Do you guys get the opportunity to move up to AAA? Is somebody moving down? Is it at the point where we need to start releasing some people that I have no aspirations on making to the major league roster to make room for them and just get younger people to kind of build from single A up, build through the draft, have the depth there? I don't know. But those boys definitely played good enough this season to possibly get moved up here. As we're looking through the rest of their stats, Anderson Espinosa, most innings pitched by a big amount. And then we go over to the position players. Josh Gomez hit 279 down here at AA, 8 home runs, 54 RBIs. So he might be on the lookout for a AAA move up. 17 home runs from Johnny Tucker might be enough to move him up, but only batting 229 is the only part that I'm concerned with. Yes, you're hitting for a lot of power, but that average is very, 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 very low. I don't need another Joey Gallo on the squad. I need some people that's gonna not only hit for power, but at least give me at least 250. Even at the double, if you can't hit 250, 280 at the double A level, I don't know what you're gonna do at triple A, and let alone the major league level. So yeah, average got to come up a little bit. You see 7 errors by him too as well. 31 by Josh Gomez, so that's the only knock on him. Yes, the average is high and the power is decent, but 31 errors is something that cannot happen. The fielding has to get better before we think about moving him up to AAA. So these guys know what they need to work on at the very least to get up to that AAA level. Will it happen next season? I don't know. I don't think you can expect too many of these guys to be spring training invites, possibly. Let's go ahead and get back into the major league seasons. We only have one more series to get through, and here against game 1 against the Brewers, we have another critical situation to once again try to walk it off, as that's been the label of the game, man. Late game heroics, trying to walk it off late. Rafael Devers will watch that cutter off the plate as he's going up against Devin Williams. The 1-1 pitch coming in this time. Cutter up in the zone. He will take that one, but unfortunately due to the shift, he fumbles it. We'll still have enough time to throw over to first base and get the first out. Next, Joey Gallo, 2-2, swings through the circle change low and away. And just like that, we're down to Jesus Aguilar as our last hope with a full count here to Devin. Pops the four-seamer up. I mean, you can't let that go, but you also got to get better wood on that ball, man. Pause. But final score here, we will lose this one 2-1, as unfortunately we're not able to make anything happen here. And obviously, the more games we lose, the better the Phillies get at the look at getting that number 1 spot. Hunter Green, good quality start, 6 innings, 8 strikeouts, only 2 earned runs, just no offense today. 12 hits, a lot of 3-hit games. You mean to tell me between Allen getting 3 and Moustakas getting 3, nobody was able to come around? And I guess that's what happens when Tyler Stevenson is off his game, because he went 0 for 4 that game. So unfortunately not able to make anything happen there. As we jump into game 2 with the chance finally for us to close it out and not just get closed out. As Lucas Sims is on the mound to start the bottom of the 9th, Christian Yelich getting things started off hard of the order as they are down 2-1 this time. Unlike last game, we had a chance to shut the door, and 2-2 swings and misses through the low 4-seamer. Yelich will be going to sit down. Hunter Renfroe up next. 1-2 swings at the slider out of the zone, and we are just 1 out away now, 1 strike away. Willie Adams, 1-2 swings and misses through the slider away, and that is going to be a dub for your Cincinnati Reds, man. We're back in the winning circle. We don't want to go into the playoffs on losing streaks for sure, and that at least ties up the series and gets us with a chance where we can go into the final game with an opportunity to win the series. So great win here. 5 hits today with 2 earned runs, which is a better efficiency, but we still want to see more hits as Devers gets the solo home run and Aguilar gets another RBI late. Tyler Mahle, good quality start. No win for him today because we had to score late, but that'll bring us into the last game of the day, of the series, of the season, as we go into a player lock with somebody that I've struggled with all season hitting with. I just can't get a groove with him for whatever reason. It just seems like he can't touch anything. Joey Gallo. Now, the good thing is they are also still afraid to pitch to him, as that one almost grazes the chin, as he does have 33 home runs, almost, I think, 113 RBIs up to this point. And it's just scary when he does come to the plate, especially with runners on. But sometimes he'll get good pitches like that and just barely foul it off. The 2-2 swings and misses through the curveball, as I think he leads the league, honestly, in strikeouts too, as well as being top 3 in walks. So it's a good, bad trade-off. At least the power is still there and the RBI is still there, but I just haven't been able to hit very well with him as he fouls that one off. 0-2 here coming from Freddie Peralta. Swings and misses at the upstairs fastball. That's just like that. 3 at-bats, 2 strikeouts and a walk. And we come up here in the top of the 8th. We're down 1-0, but he is the go-ahead run. Time run at first base. 1 out. A 1-1 count here from Joe Jimenez as he swings through the 4-seamer there. Goes down 1-2. Can we get something good to hit? Runner's going to steal. He swings and misses through the slider. Runner will be in there safe at second base, but that will be a strikeout. So there goes a nice, cool, slow and base there. It's Jesus Aguilar. He gets the final out. We go in and shut the door in the bottom of the 8th, but in the top of the 9th, we are not able to put across a runner there. So we will lose the series here. Unfortunately, 1-0. No offense here today. We did get 6 hits. Just nobody was able to come around, and maybe that's a little bit of Joey Gallo's fault, not able to get things going with him. Hopefully things turn around in the postseason, because we're definitely going to need him to score some runs. And, of course, when the postseason comes around, I will be playing every game. I will actually be playing every game, not player locking, but playing full games each time until we get knocked out. So next episode, we'll have a combination of game 1 and game 2. As you see here, Lucas Sims finished second for reliever of the year. Surprised that Hunter Green actually wins rookie of the year. You know, they're not officially giving it to him yet because the season isn't, I guess, technically over, but you see he's on top. I'm surprised that, you know, Rafael Devers wasn't even top 3 for MVP voting anymore. But yeah, I will be playing those games, so it'll be games 1 and 2 until we get to an elimination game point, and then it'll be that game by itself for the episode. Don't want to spoil anything for the next part. No Gold Glove winners there though, and I want everything to kind of be a surprise for you guys. I want you guys not to go into the video knowing what's going to happen, so be on the lookout for those surprises. Rafael Devers and Joey Gallo both get Silver Slugger awards for their respective positions, and then we'll just go a quick look on the MLB side. Let me know if you guys see any of your favorite players, anybody from your favorite teams. Is Luis Medina. We'll go ahead and get that record there for the Yankees. If you guys don't know, the Yankees are my favorite team, and I love seeing Gold Gloves on that roster. And I would have loved to do a rebuild on them. Just unfortunately, the Yankees are too good. I don't know if they'll ever need a rebuild. They always, hey, when you have cap space like that and the ability to go pull in free agents, you don't ever need to rebuild in the Major League Baseball world, at least. So I don't know if I'll ever get to do a series with them, but it would be nice. Now we go over to switch paces to the league leaders. Rafael Devers coming in second in hits, was up there in the top in averages. Tied for 7th in doubles, home runs. He actually fell out of the top 10 there, but runs tied for 7th yet again. Nobody up there in stolen bases. Gallo and Devers leading up there, like I said, top 5 in walks. I don't think they show strikeouts though, so you won't see that Joey Gallo is leading in strikeouts, unfortunately. But then we go to the pitching side, trying to see if we have any good news over here. Lucas Sims tied for 2nd in saves. Elijah Hernandez is 8th in ERA. If he hadn't had a couple bad starts, he probably would be up there top 5. Hunter Green, number 3rd in home runs allowed. He was great at not giving up the long ball this year, which probably helped out keep his ERA short and low. His problem was just giving up consecutive hits back to back to back. And this was just ultimately a great season for us, man. I'm really proud of the team. We did a lot of great things. 9th as a team in batting average. The ERA for us was very low. We'll get to that in a moment. 11th in runs. We had a lot of improvements throughout the batting order, which a lot of times, like the very first season, that was the thing that was holding us back. We weren't getting much hits, much runs. It was hard. The pitching was actually doing a lot of the carrying. And then in year 2, it actually flip-flopped. The pitching wasn't doing any well anymore, and we were actually doing okay in hitting. I'm surprised to see we were only 16th in home runs. I thought we were doing great. We had 3 guys hit over 30. You see some of the teams that are higher than us, they don't have any or maybe just one person. I guess maybe they just had more depth behind the 30s. It wasn't that far of a drop-off. Because I think we started like maybe 1 or 2 guys hit 20 plus after that. And I think everybody else was like low teens, single digits. So maybe just the drop off was just too steep on that one. And then you see your strikeouts as a team, we are 2nd. Going over to the pitching side, you can see that we are putting up quite a bit of stats here, as we were just average in a lot of categories. And I think that's what pushed us to the top here. Is our pitching stayed strong, our batters were moving up and getting the strikeouts that we needed them to get. You can see here the team ERA is even lower this year. We're up there. Shutouts as a team is up there at 19. We're 4th place, and I think that also comes as like team shutouts. So like there are a lot of cases where we had to get the bullpen in to finish out a shutout or something like that. It's glad that they give it to you as a team. I just wish more of my starters had more of those. Like I think only 5 shutouts between all my starters completely, which does kind of suck. Like I wish they were actually like shutouts by my start, like 19 shutouts for my starters, but it is what it is. So going over here to the final stats of the season, seeing where everybody ended off. Devers leading us in runs with 94, Jonathan India with 88, Joey Gallo 84. Hits, Devers almost hitting 200 with a huge gap between him and the next closest person, Mike Moustakas. Home runs, Devers and Gallo both with 33, 104 RBIs and 111 RBIs for them. Mike Moustakas 31 and 97, almost had 100 RBIs himself. Doug Granger, a decent season, actually put up like very similar stats to last season. Hit 254. 23 home runs again, 61 RBIs. So a little bit more on the RBIs, less doubles, less triples, more hits, same amount of home runs and more RBIs. So maybe like he's setting the pace for his career. He's like a mid-20s home run guy, 250 hitter, which I mean, I guess is okay, especially with the lineup that we have built around him. He doesn't necessarily need to be a superstar, but the way that we drafted him, he immediately jumped into the not only just like making the team through spring training, getting off the bench and making the starting lineup, and then becoming a very sufficient, very good starter for us. A lot of cases, 6 hitter, 7 hitter in the lineup. He's done very good. I mean, if the average were a little bit higher, I could see him possibly being the 3 hitter, maybe more full time instead of Cesar Hernandez, but the average is just a little bit lower, whereas Cesar Hernandez hits, reliably 270, 280. Jay Allen, his rookie year, 250 hitter as well, 5 home runs, 33 RBIs, a lot of doubles though. So very impressed with what he was able to finally come up and do for us and make a huge impact. Going over to, looking at some of our averages, we had 2 guys hit over 300. Moustakas hitting 270. The on base percentages were pretty high for a lot of our guys. But the next stat that I do want to kind of pay a little bit of attention to is the errors. A lot of that coming from our middle infield, 13 and 11 from India, Devers, and Hernandez. But the WARs are up there too as well. Devers 5.3, Tyler Stevenson 4.8. We do need to get a little bit more defense on this team though. There are a lot of times where we did lose games because of errors, or have guys get blown saves because of errors. A lot of runs come in because of errors. There was that one start in particular where it wasn't even the infield, it was the outfield actually, where we dropped the ball and 3 runs came in unearned off of the errors. So gotta definitely watch out for that a little bit more. Now, ISO, which I've slowly learned is actually a pretty good thing to look at. Isolated power, just kind of, I think it looks at like doubles, triples, and home runs. As far as batting averages, takes out singles completely, and hitting over 200 in this aspect is good. Devers with 240, Gallo 217, and some guys hitting 180s. So maybe getting that number up, maybe getting a third guy that can hit over 200 too as well could help boost us to the next level. But first, we got to see where this team even leads us to begin with. Now, you see here, we're going to the pitching side of things. Guys almost getting 200 strikeouts with Severino, Hunter, Green. He had a great rookie campaign, which ultimately led to a Rookie of the Year vote. 13 and 10, 180 in the third innings, only 77 runs, 76 of them earned, only 16 of them home runs. 79 walks compared to 183 strikeouts is a very good walk strikeout rate. And then his whip 1.27. I'm very impressed with that. A 3.79 ERA, all in his rookie season. Looking very strong, nowhere to go but up from here. Could see himself moving up in the rotation, which is something I wanted to talk about here while we're looking at these stats really quick. What should I do with my starting rotation? Obviously, we know our top 2 guys, Tyler Mahaley and Luis Severino, had high ERAs up there in the 4. I think Severino still started to get hot near the end of the season to keep himself as the ace. But do we move Hunter Green and Cesar Hernandez into the 2 and 3 spot, drop Tyler Mahaley down to the 4, and let Nick Lodado still be the 5? Run maybe a 4-man rotation, a 3-man rotation. Let me know some of you guys' ideas down below of what you guys might do in this similar situation. I'm thinking I might make that happen. At the very least, if Tyler Mahaley gets back on his game, we've got a very good number 4 starter. I think Hunter Green and Eliza Hernandez have offered some very good starts for us. You see the quality starts there for both of them up there, 18 and 17 and 16. Very good starts from there. I wish we could have Tariq School Ball back, because then our starting rotation would be absolutely dominant. Honestly, it would probably be Luis Severino, Tariq Skubal, Hunter Green, Eliza Hernandez, and then Tyler Mahaley at the 5. And I think we would absolutely run through the postseason. But since he is hurt and he wouldn't come back till like late in the World Series, we have to do this without him and try to make something happen regardless. Now that he is, I think he's at 26 more days left on his injury. Now, jumping back into these stats a little bit, I'm looking at some of these, what do you call them? Like, just, I don't even know what the actual name for them, like the very sensitive stats there, the FIP and the ERC. Those numbers are getting pretty low for a lot of our starters, which I love to see them stay down there. As we get one final look at the roster records of some of the playoff teams that wind up making it, 96 and 66 from the Yankees being the top seed in the AL. The Blue Jays finished with 93 wins. The White Sox and Twins look like they're actually in a tie, so they'll have to play a game 163 to figure out who takes that division. Angels at 88 wins takes theirs. Mariners at 86 wins takes the wild card. So this is completely for the division. One team will get in, one team is not going to make the postseason. I wish there was some kind of way that I could watch it. I was trying to see here if there's something I could do with that wouldn't have an outcome on the game. But if I go in as like a coach, then I get to control, like, you know, relievers coming in and everything like that, and whether they swing or walk and stuff like that. So I just ultimately ended up going ahead and simulating this game to see who ends up taking this one between Minnesota and the White Sox. You see we finished 97 and 65 to go ahead and end the year, and we will be taking on the Padres in the divisional series. So take the number 2 seed this time around. We will be at home against them, and it looks like the White Sox actually end up taking down the Minnesota Twins, and they will make their run at the postseason. So the Dodgers and Braves in the wildcard game, the Mariners and Blue Jays as far as the AL goes. And as far as the Padres, this season series against them, we went 4-3. We ended up winning the very first time that we played them 2-1, and then splitting a 4-game series about midway through July to make the overall season series 4-3. So we at least have a little bit of advantage in that standpoint, but this team has played us tough and been hard. So only time will tell if we're going to be able to get that win. You see the Mariners go ahead and move on, as well as the Braves taking down the Dodgers and Blue Jays. So the final playoff trees are set. Our final rosters are set. India, Hernandez, Devers, Gallo, Aguilar, Granger, Moustakas, Allen, Stevenson, Following that up with the rotation, right now it looks like this. Like I said, I will probably change it up to be Severino, Hunter Green, Lazar Hernandez, Tyler Mahle, Nick Lodato, with Luis Castillo coming off the bench as a long reliever. Gratterall, Lugo, Cesar, Warren, Hicks, Atone, and Sims coming off the bench as our middle relievers, setup men, and closers. So with that being said, it is playoff baseball. We have made it to October. Finally, it's taken 3 seasons to, I guess you could say, kind of rebuild this team, at least to get them into a position of being strong and going to the postseason. We'll see if it's sustainable to get us to the World Series. We'll see if it's sustainable next season to get us back to the postseason and top in the division. But only time will tell. We hit 90 wins. We hit 95 plus wins. We had a great year from our starters, our bullpen, our hitters, a lot of consistency throughout the season. A couple of down moments, but when you play 162 games, that is bound to happen. So if you guys are ready for postseason baseball, leave a like down below. Comment what games you are most excited to see, what pitchers you're most excited to see, what you might do with my rotation. Would you change up my batting order? Anything like that. And let's get things rolling, man. Next time out, we will be playing games 1 and 2 back home in Cincinnati to go in and see if we can go up in this 5-game set 2-0 and get us into an elimination series early. So I do hope you guys are enjoying the series, man. Please subscribe if you're brand new. It really shows that love and support for your boy. That means the world to me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. It's me, your boy SGG, aka the King of Games, aka SmooveGotGame, aka GM Smooth. And I'll catch you guys in the next video, man. I'm gone.